We think we got it hard here. It's not hard here. You know, see how people fight to come across the border? They want to be here, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you go and look, when you get into those other territories, when their lower level, their poverty is more extreme than ours. You see what I'm saying? And we got some people that have just decided not to try. They're more comfortable in a tent with nothing on their schedule every day. Some of them make the decision to just get the tent and feel no pressure to make it or no pressure to do anything. You know what I mean? And that's just I can't comprehend the thinking. Like, you know, my thought process is so different from them that I can't relate to it. But
now I will never be your hater, I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
Okay, it's about to get ugly. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, you see the clip. Shout out to 50 Cent for that. And I was on Case Closed with Ike and Dr. Thunder this weekend, and I think Kaizo brought up, Kaizo was it Lion Legal? One of them brought up how, you know, we was talking about Americans being soft. Now, I'm going to get to what 50 was saying, but I was telling him, I said, you know, the only issue with it's true that America has gotten soft, but it's also true that America has vast extremes. So don't paint Americans in a brush of being soft without taking into consideration the extremes that are very hard and harsh. You know, because some people like, oh, Americans can't last here and can't do it this, can't do it here, couldn't do it there, and couldn't last here. Like, which ones you talking about? Like, be honest with you, which ones you talking about? If you talking about the ones that 50 Cent talking about, you absolutely right. They can't make it. If you talking about the ones like 50 Cent, yeah, you gonna lose in every language. You get what I'm saying? So, which kind of is he's a great pillar of the extremity there, the extremes there, because, you know, other people say, you know, I got friends who are from other countries and my family came to America. We are poorer than y'all, and it's like, when we talking about? Like, when we talking about? Like, we came from poverty, y'all didn't. What we talking about? And what I'm saying is this, because it's 2023 when I'm making this video. I was born in 79. So I need you to understand something. Like, when you say people came from poverty, you know, like my grandparents, you know, farmers, great grandparents were like was farmers and whatnot, right? You know, my granddad was one of them was a merchant marine, the other dropped out of school at like, I want to say the 5th grade to help with the family and stuff like that. Became a war vet. He was a Korean war vet. The other, you know, like I said, merchant marine or whatever. But, you know, when y'all look at New York in the 80s, like the Bronx and all that in the 80s, that would be extreme. You see what I'm saying? The people that grew up in the projects, you know, in a lot of places in the 80s, that would be extreme. People who grew up outside of the city, in the countries, on the outhouses and whatnot, that would be extreme poverty. I'm just being honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, and I get it. So, if I'm 43 and I've seen some like I'm not uncomfortable with things that people who live in extreme poverty would have to do. You get what I'm saying? I would say like my kid wouldn't, no. Wow, my God, they gotta do this. Like, no. But me personally, yes. And I know there are people in my age group is 50-50. Some of the people like they would, why I would never. And others like, yeah, man, I used to do that when I was a kid. You know, I used to do that when I was a kid. Like, you don't want to go back to it, but it's not like oh my God, I can't do this. It's like, yeah, I did it before. I already know what to do. So a lot of times when he and I'm getting on the softness of America. Uh, he's right, man. There are people like now. I would say there are more quitters in American society than I've ever seen in my lifetime. It's more people who make excuses to never do nothing because everything isn't perfect. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Why should I have to do this in this world? Why? It's too hard. It's getting worse. So why would I have to do it? It's like basically it's a bunch of spoiled kids who became spoiled adults who don't want to do shit. And since mom and daddy ain't giving them shit no more, they want everybody in the world to give them shit. You know, it's like, yeah, grow the hell up. And then at the same time, you know, complain to you about, you're, what, you know, what was this clip I saw? This young lady was like, you know, um, why basically believe in God if you're gonna suffer anyway? He's like, all right, man, okay, well, you know, and I'm on the mind, well, don't then, shit. You gonna suffer anyway, and then who you gonna blame? You go, it's wrong. Everybody in life suffers. Sorry, that's the issue. From the poor to the rich, everybody suffers in some way. Some people live easier lives than others, but everybody suffers in some way. The extremes of it is what people differ on. But when you look at America, yes, it's become soft. Yes, it's a bunch of quitters. Yes, it's a bunch of people who've been coddled. You know, why should I work hard? And I'm about to just be honest. A lot of you people who say why should I have that why should I work hard mentality, y'all have no problem watching somebody work their ass, work to death for your ass to be lazy. Y'all got no problems with that. No problems with that. No problem whatsoever with that. You know, why should I have kids? Why would I bring kids into this world? You're not gonna bring kids into this world because you're too fucking selfish, dude. You don't want to take care of nobody any fucking way. Don't stop putting it on the world is so bad. No, you do not want to take care of another human being because you can tell in your dating life you don't like, you don't like taking care of somebody that you dating with. Oh, why do I have to do something for anybody? It's like, yeah, you know, and it's tedious and it's a lot of pressure and it's a lot of responsibility. You know, I get it. But stop lying. You know, just stop. Just tell people the truth. America got soft because people have been getting paid to be stupid for centuries. That's just the reality of it. So think about that. Me and my lady was watching because I wanted her to watch the Big Short, the movie yesterday. I want to say it's on Netflix. So if you've never watched this, dope movie is about the housing bubble that burst in like 2008. And one of the scenes with was that Steve Carell? I want to say he was like, they can't be this stupid. Like he thought people were being greedy, but the guy was like, they're not just being greedy, they're stupid. And what you got to see is a bunch of rich people in a rich industry who were a bunch of bumbling idiots, but they were making money hand over fist because they were just, signing people up to throw them under the bus and taking the money, right? And then they ruined the whole industry behind it. And part of what his character was talking about was like, yo, man, the whole economy is going to collapse. And it didn't collapse per se, but you see it over and over again. That being said, if you notice, the prices of houses in the last 15 years went up damn near double. Or they got smaller and the price went up ridiculously. But it was double what that small house would have been worth. So it's overpriced again. Just for the record, it's overpriced again, and there's a shitload of apartments getting put up, and even houses, and not so much. Or they have these big subdivisions. Well, most people can't afford to live there. So we're right back at square one from not just greed, stupidity. And what I mean ultimately is this country has gotten so stupid, it's from the top down. Think about that. The government is dumb. The top people in the government are dumb. If you have using another idea about that, I remember what was that movie Armageddon? Armageddon with with Bruce Willis, and they had a scene in there. You know, they was trying to figure out how to blow up the asteroid, and the guy was like, "Look, man, you're gonna have to." He's like, "We could just nuke it." It's like it's moving too fast. It's just not gonna. That's not gonna do it. You're gonna have to land on it and drill a hole in it and detonate it from the inside to break it. And one of the captains, what was it, Captain Major, whatever. One of the admirals, generals, whatever, of the military was like, "Well, such and such is the works for the president, and he went to MIT. He studied, astrophysics or aerial physics, whatever you want to call it, in MIT, and he says to do this and do that." And the guy who was the other expert that didn't work for the president was like, "Yeah, I know him. Yeah, he studied astrophysics. I don't think I would take advice from a guy who got a C in that class." And the general was like, "Oh shit." And that's what this country has become. That's what this country has become. And that's what made it soft, because people have been paying people to be stupid, and people have been living high off the hog for being stupid. And you can put a racial element on that if you want to, because that's true too. So now everybody's entitled. Everybody's entitled to get a bunch for nothing. And guess what? Now the society is just crumbling because you got a bunch of people. First of all, you got a bunch of older people who been living high off the hog, and just because they're 67 years old, 50, 60, 70 years old, doesn't mean that they're not dumb, because they fucking are. Because if they were so goddamn smart, the economy wouldn't be as bad as it is. That's the point. And then you got the people coming up dumber than them, because those are their parents and grandparents and their families, and they're just, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Another industry will be created, and it'll pay for everything. It's like, motherfucker, everything is outsourced. What are you talking about? We can have war. War with who? Everybody else is broke. It's gonna be all right though. We got aliens now. Aliens came. No, you forgot about the aliens. Maybe we could rob them. It's like, oh, okay. And this mentality got the whole country soft. And then when people from other countries come here and go like, "Oh man, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna make a killing out here because these motherfuckers are lazy and stupid. They living in all this and they lazy and stupid." And then they get jammed up. Because see, what people from foreign countries forget is, yes, you can outwork people in America. Absolutely. People are stupid in America. Absolutely. But the system is set up for you to mathematically not win in America unless you do something really extreme financially. So you wind up in the same position. Why are you sending money back? So now you working double hard and sending money back to home, and they're doing exactly the same shit that Americans would do with the money if you give it to them. Fuck it off. So now you look stupid too. So, and then you decide, I ain't doing this shit. And then your kids see you do that, and they what did they turn into? Full-fledged soft-ass Americans. I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing shit. I ain't doing nothing. Can't nobody tell me to do nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I seen my parents work too hard. I ain't doing none of that. Forget all that. This world owes me. Back to square one. But, hey man, tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you there.